information will be displayed. Oh, let's just get a subway ticket. We're going to Kyoto 260. How much change do they have? I don't see any information, but I'd like to know why there's an elephant with a Lao flag on it up on the wall here. Finally far out enough that public toilets are gross in the MRT station. MRT? Subway station. First time I've seen that. First time I've seen gross public toilets in Japan. It almost feels like a relief, you know? Like you're coming home. It's a ribeye steak curry for 2,000 yen. That's pretty good. Alright, so the restaurant I was just at had a really damn good curry. And then the guy from the curry shop came and showed me the stone gate of where to go. Yeah, no, just lovely people here, eh? Like, you just ask a question and then they go out of their way to help you. Very pleasant. So I'm now in a shrine near the Nanzenji temple, sort of on the east side of Kyoto, towards the mountains. And this one was founded in 1400, sort of been during one of the periods of peace that tended to see things like arts and architecture prioritized over, you know, military pursuits that otherwise would have been most important. You get some really beautiful spots. So that is what I think it is. Those are wanted posters. So keep an eye out for those guys. If I have it short, that doesn't count, right? So now in the Nanzenji temple, which is first built in 1291, which is a long time ago. This was shortly after the attempted Mongol invasions of Japan, and about 100 years after the establishment of the first shogunate. So it was during a period where there was a lot of peace and stability again, like time to spend on architecture and religion and art and all those kinds of things rather than killing each other. And this temple in particular is very important for the Zen branch of Buddhism. The Japanese Zen Buddhism, one of the main important temples still to this day. So these guys think they're Roman G. Now, if this here follows the same logic as the temples in Taiwan, which I think it should do, is that the red over the depiction of the deity, which I believe is a Buddha here, shows us that there's a spirit inhabiting this particular statue. So if you see that in a temple, Buddhist temple, or a Taoist temple, or a Shinto temple, typically if a statue has a red thing around its neck, it indicates that there's believed to be a spirit living inside. Right, so I gotta be looking out for aggressive monkeys. If I see them, I guess I run as fast as I can. Guess I gotta figure out how to do a kakigyo. Sure, YouTube has a video on that. At this point, I don't really know where I'm going, but it's up, and usually up is pretty. So hopefully there's something pretty up here. Well, it already is. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So I've been following this trail up into the mountains for I don't know how long now, maybe 10 minutes, not too long. It's kind of cool. But it's when you this far up a trail, you have to think, at what point do I turn back? I haven't been attacked by monkeys yet, so oh crap, maybe this is where we turn back. Although it looks like we're getting to the top. Nah, keep going. So I just met a random European guy coming up around here. I'm like, hey man, well he's coming down, right? I'm going up. I was like, hey man, is there anything up there? He's like, not really, not until you get to this mountain. He showed me the map. Looks about maybe 2 hours away. I say like, oh yeah, so quite far, right? And he says, yes, it's quite a terrible journey. So, I think it's time to turn back. Mountain water stuff. Something something. Kyoto, Osaka. Something about in the forest. Doing things place. I'm so good at reading Japanese, bro. I'm pretty much like a native. Alright, so this is a vending machine. You know what a vending machine is. But the fancy thing about this vending machine is you can get your drinks hot or you can get your drinks cold. So I get the cold coffee because I've lived in Taiwan for too long. But if this was my first ever trip, I probably would have got a hot coffee because I used to think drinking cold coffee was really weird. You are stunning, aren't you, buddy? Probably shouldn't get too close. Gorgeous. That's something to feed you, would mate. It's quite cute. Just had some high school kids come and do one of these interview things. I think they do them for the English classes. You go in, find some foreigners and try and ask them some questions. And they gave me a little card to remember. Isn't that nice? How lovely. So I came here thinking this was like a traditional ancient shrine. It's actually it was built in 1895. It's apparently a reproduction of the old palace at Heian. Yeah, interesting. Built here for the city's 1100th anniversary. Fantastic. I guess kind of interesting connection back to my life is that this temple, shrine, Shinto shrine, was built the same year that Japan conquered Taiwan off the Chinese. So there's that. I think the people there were almost exclusively Chinese tourists. Fantastic. Some sweet potato. Comes with free curry sauce and rice. So that was just like a Wagyu cutlet place. It wasn't cheap. It was like 4,000 yen, 4,500 yen for the meal and a beer, but the Wagyu was insane. And everything else was quite nice too. So like for a meal, I'd say pretty good deal.